hot take is that I feel the same way about feet pics that I do about modern art. Hi, welcome to my podcast. My name's Ray. This is just Yappers United, I guess, in a way. But it's just me in a room by myself. Yeah, I don't really know what to talk about, but I'll tell you a thought I just had, actually. Because someone asked my hot take recently, and I'll give you my hot take. Because my hot take is that I feel the same way about feet pics that I do about modern art. Okay, let me explain that to you. Because much like modern art, people are always like, oh, I can do that. Why is that millions of dollars? People say that about like feet pics all the time. Oh, I could do that. I could make money selling feet pics. Well, but you're not. And that's how I feel about modern art. Yeah, you could. You could throw paint on a canvas and sell it, but you're not. Like, I don't see you in a museum. I don't see you on Feet Finder. So, walk me through that. So that's my hot take, is that I guess feet pics are modern art in a lot of ways. And if you're not doing them, then that's your problem. You're a coward. I don't know, what else should I talk about? What do you think about my feet? Well, not my feet. What do you think about my feet? I specifically have socks on, so you can't see my feet. Socks and slippers, because I've decided that I'm a house shoe person. A lot of people are no shoes on in the house people. I'm a house shoe person. I like to walk around in my slippers. You will never catch me barefoot. If I don't have slippers on, I got socks on. Also in hotels, you'll never catch me barefoot. People who walk around hotels with no shoes on, that's crazy to me. They are not shampooing those carpets every single time. Just saying. And I'm also not shampooing my carpets every single day. So, there's that too. I don't know. I think it's a sensory thing. I think it's just feet on bare wood is crazy to me. I don't know. I just don't like it. So speaking of feet, I am a shoes in the house person. I'm not an outside shoes in the house person though. I'm a designated house shoes in the house person. But I do sometimes wear my house shoes to go get packages off the porch and my DoorDash off the porch. So I guess they're technically outside shoes. I don't know. I'm just saying. And I also respect other people. I respect other people who are like, please take your shoes off in my house. Of course, I'll take my shoes off. But I'm going to think about it the entire time. That I'm shoes off in someone else's house. I will think, it will be in the back of my mind the whole time. We could be having a conversation and I'm in your house. And if you've had me take my shoes off, I will be thinking about it. Now, I respect it. I get it, wanting to keep your house clean. I really do. But I will be thinking about it. And if I'm distracted while we're talking, it's because I'm thinking about it. Maybe that's my other hot take, is that I believe in wearing shoes in the house. That might get me canceled, but flame me on the internet. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Get house shoes. Just wear your house shoes in the house and don't wear them anywhere else. And then you're not dirtying your floor because you're wearing your house shoes that don't go anywhere else. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. I also think that house shoe people marry non-house shoe people. I really think so. I have always been a house shoe person. I've been a house shoe person from as long as I can remember. Would not walk around barefoot in my house. My partner's not like that. He will walk around barefoot in our house because it's our house. So why wouldn't he walk around barefoot? Which makes sense. But I cannot. I get out of the shower and I have to immediately put my house shoes back on. This might just be a tism thing. Maybe it's a sensory thing. I don't know. but I just can't stand it. I have to have my house shoes on, you know? It just feels practical. It just feels comforting, maybe? Anyway, so this is going to be my podcast. I'm just going to talk and probably keep talking. And I'll do what I always do, which is talk until I find a point. That's kind of why I was thinking it's Yappers, United. Yappers Anonymous? No, because I already told you my name's Ray, so that doesn't count. But you could be anonymous. You could yap with me, I guess. I don't know. I like to talk. I got a lot of, pent up talking energy. Pent up yappers energy, I guess, that doesn't get used. And so when I do get people who talk to me, I just keep talking. And it's probably a fatal flaw of some kind. I would be one of those people that's like, people are always joking, like if someone kidnapped you, you would annoy yourself out of it. I'm probably that person. Well, I don't know. I have two moods. I'm either mute or I'm yapping. So maybe if he scared me enough, I'd be mute. I don't know. That's took a really dark turn. Not the point. The point is that I just like to talk, I guess. And what better time to do it than in my living room by myself to a camera and a microphone. Oh, the other thing I'd like to do. Now here, let me walk you through this and you can tell me what you think. But I kind of want to start a book club. I don't really want it to be a book club. I think I'll just tell you every month what I'm reading. So like at the start of every month, I'll tell you what I'm reading. I don't have my Kindle on me though, so I can't really tell you what I'm reading right now. And I also can't remember what I read last month. But I'm trying to read a book a month. And that's also going to be my New Year's resolution, is to read a book a month, like in 2025. So yeah, I'm kind of thinking I'll share what book I read. I might rate it every month and let you know what I thought of it. And then we'll read a new one. But I don't know. This is kind of an experiment in a way. Yes, it's a way for me to talk. But also it's a way for me to just see what happens, I guess. Sometimes I watch people do podcasts and I go, I could do that. Kind of like the feet thing. Is this kind of like the feet thing? This is kind of like the feet thing and the modern art thing. I could do that. But I wasn't. But now I am. So maybe it's just one big circle of, well, I could do that. Why don't I do that? But the key is actually doing it, Maybe one day I'll sell feet pics too. Maybe one day I'll sell modern art. Or two birds with one stone, feet pics as modern art. Just a thought. So yes, much like the way I started this, it's just sort of, I could do that. I talk a lot. I got a big brain. Well, I got big thoughts. I got big thoughts. Big head, big thoughts. Well, I actually don't think I have that big of a head. Not even just like ego speaking. I mean just in the sense of like, hats don't fit me. I think I have a relatively small head. I actually think I might have an abnormally small head, which is weird to think about. But most hats just like don't fit me. I don't know if that's a normal occurrence for like women. Maybe like hats just aren't made for us. And I get it. Like there are men's hats and there are women's hats. But even like women's hats sometimes don't fit me. And this is not one of those, oh, should we call Bella Hadid kind of moments. I'm not bragging about having a small head. I'm genuinely, I think it's abnormally small. And I think when I wear oversized clothes, you can see it even more. Like when I wear like my puffer jacket, I think you can tell how small my head is. I don't know. Is that relatable? I don't know. Because I hear people all the time that are like, oh, I've got a big head. I can't wear hats. I've got a big head. What about my small-headed people, What about my people with the small heads? I don't know. I just think about that sometimes. I would like a hat that fits me for once. Like, especially back when, and I wore them, but they didn't fit me. Back when, like, the wide brim, not cowboy hats, but you know what I'm talking about? The millennial witch hats. You know what I'm talking about? That are, like, wide brimmed. And I like those. I would wear those now. I'm not a millennial, but I would wear those now. And they don't fit my head, ever. They're always too big for my head. All hats are too big for my head. Sun hats, baseball caps. I have one hat, and I bought it years ago that fits my head. That's it. One hat. I guess I should warn you now that when I say I like to talk and I have big thoughts, they're not revolutionary. They're not like, I'm not going to sit here and like philosophize or psychoanalyze or any of the I's. I just like to talk about stuff. I just like to give an opinion sometimes and have a hot take sometimes, and I just like to say things because things come to my brain and I just like to let them out. I think is a big part of what this is. Big part of what this is. I don't know, and sometimes I just sit in my thoughts, and like I said, sometimes I just talk until I find something to talk about. I just keep yapping. And I think that I don't think I've always done that. But I think when I started streaming, that became a really big thing. Like, because there would be times when you would be by yourself, like you wouldn't be playing with anyone else. There was no one else to go off of, no one in chat. And you'd have to just keep talking. Like, you still have to be entertaining when there's no one there. And so it's really awkward at first. It's really awkward to just talk and have nobody in the room. Kind of like I'm doing right now. But it gets better. You kind of get used to it. You get used to being your own friend, I guess. Talking to yourself. Just yapping to yourself, I think. I know a lot of podcast people have like a person there that they're riffing with, right? There's like a producer in the back, or there's like a co-host or whatever. That makes it really easy, I think, because then you can be like, what do you think of that? Kind of like earlier when I was like, what do you think of my feet? Please don't answer that. I have socks on for a reason. But it gets a lot easier. But I do think it comes from streaming, my ability just talk until I find a point, I think. And you have to be, okay, this might be a streamer take, but you have to enjoy your company, I think, to be a good streamer. You have to enjoy, like, being with yourself. Otherwise, you're just now, there are successful streamers, and I could not name one for you. I'm sure, insert picture here of said streamer that just kind of sits there and plays games and doesn't do anything. I feel so stressed out. But has a lot of viewers. They exist. Don't get it twisted. But the ones that are like the most fun to watch are the ones that are like clearly having a good time. I think like Queso comes to mind. Like he like rolls with the punches on his stream, right? Like he has a really, really good time. And he's never not entertaining in one way or another. So, I don't know. Like, those are the people I'd rather watch. The people who are just sitting there playing games, they're not really for me, but that might also be because I'm not first and foremost a gamer. I don't know. Because if all I was interested in was seeing someone play a game, maybe. But that's not usually what I go for. I usually go for people that I enjoy, like, their company. I enjoy watching them. I enjoyed them having a good time. I enjoyed having a good time with them, contributing to their conversation. This is another potentially streamer hot take, but if you're famous just because you're loud and not obnoxious, not naming any names, I can think of one in particular though. I don't vibe with you. That's not my vibe. Now people might be like, and I'm going to say it for you because I'm sure people will say it. Well, all you do is talk. That's obnoxious too. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. But they found their niche. Good for them. Just because I don't vibe with it doesn't mean someone else doesn't vibe with it. Not everybody's going to vibe with me talking. And it's true. I talk a lot. People will tell you I talk a lot. And I also repeat memes a lot that people don't want to hear. Mama, a girl behind you. I said that like 20 times a stream, like for 2 weeks straight. Okay. Like it did not leave my vocabulary for like 2 weeks. I still say it. I get it. Some people are not into that. Whatever. I'm not going to yuck your yum, to quote Iceberg. If you don't know Iceberg, Iceberg's my friend. Go watch him on stream, actually. It's 1CE6 ERG, I think. I actually don't know that for sure. But you can find him on Twitch. I don't know. Yeah. I always thought I was the friend that was like, the listener, you know? I always thought I was the listener. And then I met listener friends, and I think I became the yapper. I think when I started going to like parties a lot, I became a lot of the center of attention just because I would talk. Like I would just talk to people and they would just listen to me talk. And I remember being in high school, being at parties where people would sit me down and just talk at me. Like we would not have a conversation. They'd just talk at me. And I was miserable. And then I think, I don't know, I became an adult, I guess, and started being around people that I felt comfortable talking to. And all of a sudden, I just would not shut up. Crazy how that happens. Maybe it's my frontal lobe. It's not. I know too much about my frontal lobe for that, to make a statement like that. But I don't know. I don't know. I think I just enjoy it. Like and I enjoy people who go, yeah, go yap, girl. At Waffles for that one. Another friend. Find him on Twitch. He just like lets me talk. My partner just lets me talk. Like I just feel so seen when people just let me talk. And not that I talk over people. I would like to back it up and be honest. I don't feel like I talk over people or like control the conversation necessarily. But I am. And people who respect me yapping, I really appreciate that. Like, that's cool. And if you tell me to shut up, that's cool too. It might hurt my feelings a little bit, and you could say it a little nicer, but that's cool. I get it. Let me just give you another hot take. If we're talking hot takes tonight, I'll just give you hot takes. And I'll just talk until I find something else to talk about. Okay. Let me word this carefully. Or rather, let me explain myself. Because, listen, hear me out, if you will. I am not a fan of gym buddies. Not to be confused with a gym bro, which is not the same thing. If there are 3 of you or more in a group, and you're rotating through 3 machines, and you've got your shit on all 3 machines, I'm gonna be crabby. Now, like, I get it. Go to the gym with your friends. I don't give a fuck. Like, have a good time. But if we're at peak hours, like the busiest time, and you're not even using the machines, like you're just talking, and I get it. If you're on your rest time, whatever. Cool. But like, I don't know. I feel like I see this so often where it's like, come on, guys. Come on. You couldn't just use the one, rotate through it, and be done. Switch off and be done. Why are you blocking off 3 machines and rotating the 3 of you like a merry-go-round through them? What's going on? You know? What's going on? What is that? I don't get it. Maybe it's just because, I don't know. I think some people view the gym as like social hour. It's never been social hour for me. Like, that is my least preferred way of gymming, is talking as we work out. First of all, I'm out of breath. Second, I know people are waiting for what we're on. Like, why are we talking? Why are we having a whole conversation when we're not even, like, working out? I don't know. That shouldn't bug me, but it kind of does. Should not bug me, but it kind of does. Maybe it's just one of those, like, gym stereotype things. Like, it is the stereotype to have that group of people walking around taking forever. Once, though, I was at the gym, and it was, like, 2 adult guys and then, like, 10 high schoolers rotating through the same machine, and there was only one of them. Only one of those machines in the whole gym. Which, fine, go do a different exercise, whatever. But, like, 10 of you? No, 12 of you, including the 2 grown men? It had to have been a team of some kind. But, like, wouldn't it be more productive to, like, take half of them and go do something else? That made no sense to me. Also, I think the people that are, like, the most locked in are the people working out in jeans. I could not do that. I don't know how people do it. But when I lived in, like, rural middle of nowhere, it happened all the time. Like, because there were a lot of, like, cowboys and whatnot, they would, like, work out in jeans. And I don't know if it was to prepare them for doing cowboy activities or what, but I think they're stronger than everyone else, because I could not do that. The idea of being sweaty in jeans, why? I don't know. And they'd also wear their cowboy boots to the gym, which is also kind of crazy to me. I know I've never really worn cowboy boots, but they can't be comfortable. Can they? I don't know. Maybe someone will have to let me know. I've never really worn them, but they're so, like, narrow. I can't imagine that they're, like, super comfortable. Especially not, like, deadlifting. I don't know. I think I have a lot of pent-up anger about the gym. I don't know why. I think I just have some of my weirdest interactions there. Like, I just have some of my most off-the-wall kind of interactions at the gym. I don't really know why. But yeah, that's my main gripe is, like, 3 of you, 3 machines, peak hours. I don't know. I guess it depends on what you consider peak hours. If I'm there at 6 a.m. and everyone else is there at 6 a.m. trying to go before work, I consider that kind of peak hours, right? And also, I'm grumpy at that time of the morning. If it were, like, 2 in the afternoon, I'd probably be like, yeah, whatever, it's fine. Chat away, girl. But because it's not, it's 6 in the morning, I'm not in a very good mood at that time. Like, I'm not willing to hear them out, I don't think. Men do it too. I see men in there with their gym buddies all the time, rotating through 3 machines. I mean, so I'm just saying, it's not just limited to the women. Like, they're not the only ones chatting and yapping away, okay? I see the men do it all the time. I also always feel bad when someone gets off a machine and they don't wipe it down, so I wipe it down before I get on it. I always feel like someone's looking at me and being like, wow, like, she's really... I don't even know the word. Like, she's really like, oh, she did not want to sit in that guy's sweat. And honestly, yeah, I didn't. That's just the truth. If you're not going to wipe it down, I'm going to wipe it down. I think that's just the way it goes. So, I don't even think that's a hot take, actually. I just feel like people kind of see that. And I don't know. Maybe they have an opinion about it. Maybe they don't. I don't know. I probably wouldn't have an opinion about it. I probably wouldn't, actually. I probably wouldn't have an opinion about it. Since we're talking about hot takes, actually, and since we're on the topic of the gym, I might cut this out because I don't know how offensive it is, but I really dislike. No, not dislike. I don't dislike. I'm really fascinated by the people who, for them, doing legs is just leg pressing. They don't do anything else. 10 sets of 4 plates on the leg press, and they go home. That's kind of wild to me. First of all, I'd get bored. That's crazy. But also, that's just so interesting to me. That's it? Maybe you just don't have any interest in your legs. That's cool. Whatever. But you don't want to do your calves or anything? You don't want to squat a little or lunge a little or push a sled maybe? I don't know. I just think that's fascinating. I guess, like, good for you for doing legs. I'm not calling you out. I just think I would get bored so quickly. And also annoyed when I'm waiting for the leg press and you're doing 10 of them. That's just, I got feelings about it, I think. I got feelings about it. I don't know. I also hate that half of the machines don't work. Maybe, and I know my gym is not like run down. It's pretty new. So why do most of them not work? You know? What? And not even like fully broken down or whatever. They're just like little things. Like like you can't adjust the seat anymore, or like I don't know, like there's just things like that where I'm like, why do I pay however much money a month, a year, whatever, and half the shit's broken? Half the treadmills are broken. It makes no sense to me. That makes no sense to me. If I could call out my gym without doxing myself, this might be my formal review, but I can't. So, you know who you are. You see me every morning. Fix your shit, please. Same with the massage beds. Why are the massage beds always broken? There's only 2 of them in use at a time, and there's 4 of them in there. Are they just so hard to maintain? Why do they break so easily? I mean, I've never owned one. I looked them up once, though, because my mom wanted one. They're expensive. Like, they're pricey. Why do they break that easily? Also, what about them is breaking? Is it the fact that there's water in them? Because they're like water beds or whatever? I don't know. I would like to ask, though. Maybe I'll ask one day and be like, hey, why or what keeps breaking the massage beds? What's going on? Also, at our gym, there's like a light therapy room. I've never been in there. I'm really curious about it, though. I've never seen anybody enter that room. So, I've never seen anyone come out of it either. I don't really know. I don't know if it works. I don't know what's in there. Maybe it's just storage for all I know. I don't know. Also, I think the idea of being like a gym worker, not like a personal trainer, but like a worker, sounds really miserable because, okay, so I thought working retail was bad when you'd be like, hey guys, welcome in, or like, thanks for coming in, guys, and no one would reply. But I feel like at the gym where people are most just like locked in and focused and don't want to be talked to, and you have to be like, hey guys, welcome in today. Thanks for coming in, guys. Thanks for coming to the gym today. And no one replies because they all have their headphones on and can't hear you. That's just like my nightmare. That's my nightmare. I would hate that. Like, I would hate that. I don't know. And then I always feel bad. I always feel bad if I don't at least smile. Like if I just walk past him and I don't smile, then I just feel bad. But then I feel bad if I don't say something when we lock eyes. Like, I don't know. That would be my nightmare, though. Oh, my other pet peeve at the gym, now, since we're on the subject, fuck it, I don't know. Re-rack your weights. It's not that hard. Like, just do it. And I think part of that is like we go to a gym where there are a lot of very, very buff people, okay? Like semi-professional bodybuilders and some like power lifter people. Like they're really like strong people at our gym. And I think just the assumption that everyone there can lift your weight is crazy to me. Like kind of insane, I think. Because there are some things where like the weight on there, whatever, fine. That's cool. I'll do that. But there are some things like I can't do that. And I don't want to lift it off either. I really like the rowing machine, and I off the top of my head I don't know the technical term for it. But some guy left like 4 plates on it. I was like, "Damn." First of all, that's crazy. Second of all, hello. Upper body is not my strong suit. Like, that is not where my strength lies. I don't know if it even really lies in lower body. But you know what? What I don't want to do is remove all those plates. So, I actually went for a machine once and turned around and walked away when I realized it had like 3 plates on it. I was like, fuck that. I'm not doing that. I am not doing that. So I waited for another guy to get on there, take them off, and then when he was done, I used it. So, I mean, come on. And it doesn't seem like a lot. Like, it doesn't seem like a big deal. But at the end of the day, like, there are some people there that are like beginner lifters. They can't even lift that. Like, and it's like a discouragement, I think, from doing stuff, because it feels embarrassing to not be able to lift it off. Like, it really does. Even for myself, like I said, there are days when I'm just like, I'm not taking all those off. I'll go find something else to do, because I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that struggle bus. That's half the workout. I don't want to do that. Moral of the story, please re-rack your weights. Oh, also, I hate it when people, speaking of re-racking weights, I hate it when you're in like the free weight section and people will like do their thing or whatever and then just leave their weights there. And so you're like, okay, are you coming back? And so 10 minutes go by and they don't come back. And you're like, are you coming back? Can I take those? Because they're just in the middle of the floor. Yet another reason I think that being like a gym worker would suck ass is having to re-rack everything after people leave. You know, it's like closing shift is having to re-rack shit. If it's anything like retail, they're not doing it. Nobody's re-racking. In the same way that I was not restocking shoes when I worked at Vans. Don't come for me, boss lady from that store. But it's true. I was doing nothing because it was retail. And I didn't get paid enough for that. So, in the same way that once there was a lady that just started undressing in the middle of the aisle, like not in a dressing room, just start shirt off, whatever. And I clocked her. I saw her and I turned around and I walked away because that was not my problem. And I was not going to deal with that on a random Tuesday morning. So anyway, long story short, I think it would really suck to work at a gym. I don't know. Maybe it's not as bad as I'm thinking it is. I just think it can't be nearly as fun as retail. Retail, there was so much drama working retail that, granted, yes, I hated it and I got out as soon as I could. But I also, you know, you were never bored. You were really, truly never bored. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's a little like that. Maybe it's not like that. But I can't imagine working like the late shift or like a 24-hour gym. I would hate that. I don't know. I've never had a membership to a 24-hour gym, but I've always wanted to go at like 3 a.m. just to see what it was like. Because that's like, I don't know. Maybe it's just a better experience at 3 in the morning. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I'm curious about it though. And I think 24-hour gyms are great because people that do work like crazy hours and want to be able to go to the gym still, that's great. Like, that's wonderful. I don't know. I'm kind of curious about it. Kind of curious what the ambiance is like at 3 a.m. in the gym. Our gym does this thing sometimes where they like turn half the lights off, and I really like it. I really enjoy it. It's very peaceful. You can't see really anybody. They can't see you. Not to the point where you're like running into each other, but it is really like, it creates an ambiance, I think, at 6 in the morning where you're just like, this is nice. No bright lights. Nobody's looking at me. I'm not looking at anybody else. There's just something to that. Like, it's really relaxing. I think those are my best workout days, when it's dark at the gym. I might put in a request for them to keep doing that. Because I kind of think that's the way to do it that early in the morning. I like to be eased in to my day. Like, and going in immediately with those like bright ass lights, it's just not fun. Like, it doesn't ease you into the day, I guess. I don't know. Do I have any other hot takes? Do I have any other things that I absolutely need to say? I'm sure I'll turn the camera off and immediately something will come to me. And I'll be like, I gotta talk about that. I gotta give an opinion on that. So, see you next week. Goodbye.